All right, you've been dating this guy and the relationship has really progressed where you're texting, talking, or seeing each other pretty much every day, and you've gotten on this cadence of expecting to hear from him or see him. But then you don't hear from him for 2 days, which you've never seen him do this behavior, which leads you to wonder what the heck is going on, and you don't know what to do. So in today's video, I want to explain some possibilities of what he may be thinking. All right, number one is you did something that bothered him and he's taking some time to think about it. All right, number two, and flashing red lights, run, manipulation alert. This one is bad, really bad, is he thinks that maybe in the relationship you have more control or more power. So he knows by not responding, not reaching out to you, he'll get some of the control back by having you reach out to him because you care more and he's portraying that he cares less, thus giving him more control because you care more. Huge manipulation. Run away from this guy. Not healthy at all. All right, so number three is something outside of the relationship has happened. And he's feeling vulnerable. So something bad has happened. Maybe he got fired from work. Maybe something bad happened at work. Maybe a family member died. Maybe family issues. Maybe a strange brother came back and he's arguing with parents, or who knows. Something bad has happened. It's brought his morale down. And he's feeling vulnerable. Men do not want to share that with their partner. He wants you looking at him like he's big, strong, protector, provider, man. So he's not trained to show you his vulnerability, and thus he's not going to, and that could be why he's pulling away. Does that one make sense? And number four, he simply got busy with something, and maybe you know this, maybe you don't, but men only do one thing at a time. Very laser focused, this is where I'm going, and until he gets distracted, that is the way he is going. So he could have gotten busy at work. He's like, ooh, I've got this project to finish. Let me just go at it. And then I'll give Sally a call when I'm done. All right, so that is what he's thinking. And maybe the next iteration, the next thing you're wondering is like, well, what the heck do I do, Mike? A lot of these, I would say, be patient. You know, I can't tell you how many calls I get with frantic people with what they're calling emergency problems. And this may feel like an emergency because the person that has brought you to this heightened level of happiness, especially in a new relationship, you're feeling really happy. This could be my partner. Or maybe you've been dating for 8 months and this all of a sudden happens. You're like, this just feels weird. Like this is my person and they're avoiding me. Listen, let's think about what the outcome of this whole thing's going to be. There's two pieces here. One, this person doesn't like you ultimately, or is over this thing, and you're going to want to be out of that relationship anyway. So the relationship ends. And I know for some of you that's hard to hear. Or the other piece is he's just busy with something and he's coming back. But either way, this really isn't an emergency. Because if he's the wrong guy, yes, that's going to hurt. That's going to suck if you really like him. But this is great news that you're getting it now instead of much further down the line. So I want all of you to come back to center with this. This isn't an emergency. This is confusing, and we don't know what the issue is, but at the right time, we're going to get our answers. So remove this from emergency mode and get yourself back to center, whether you meditate, whether you go on a walk, whether you go shopping, whether you go play a sport. Whatever you need to do, go do stuff that you love and realize this really isn't an emergency. The more you can calm yourself down in situations that appear to be emergencies, the better you can handle these situations. So if you realize like, all right, this is going to go one of two ways, either we are fine or something's wrong, let's make it that simple and that binary. And let's be patient with what it's going to be. If this is important to you, give it the time to breathe. So if a man is having, he's busy with something, or is, maybe did something wrong and he needs to think about it, give him that space, just as you'd want that space. If you needed to think about something, you'd like some time to think about it. So give him that same respect. But also, if you're feeling like you deserve to be treated a certain way, at some point when you're feeling in a good space, present that. I know when I'm feeling like when a woman has pulled away and I haven't heard from her in 2 days, it triggers some anxiety in me like, oh, maybe this isn't my person like I thought it could be. But instead of reaching out to her in that moment, I get myself to a very happy place. And once I'm, played some soccer, went lifting, did whatever I did, and now I'm like, man, my life is good. And if she wants me, cool. If she doesn't, no big deal. Get to that place and then reach out and see what the deal is. And so then when you're in the happy place, no matter what you get, you're like, my life's pretty freaking good. Like, oh, well, if they're gone, or if they're coming back, be like, oh, cool. Like, where were you? What were you doing? Just curious. Do anything fun? Did you conquer the world? Like, be playful and have some fun with it, because that's what this should be. It should be two people supporting each other, two people having fun, and as individuals having fun in our own segments as well. All right, so do that. You're going to have way more success than if you jump down his throat and force him to answer right away. Trust me, I've done it to women myself, and it doesn't go well. And you're not in a place to really talk about it easily because you're not in that happy, bubbly place. You're more in like anxious, like, oh my God, I need this person, and where did they go? That's not true who I am. I'm not an anxious person. I'm just anxious in this moment. So get back to where I'm not anxious and then reach out. All right, team. Hope that was helpful. Love all of you. See you next video. Bye.